Am I the asshole for punching my stepdaughter after she played a prank on me that scared me? I know the title sounds bad, but please read and throw away, plus fake names. I 38M married Judd 44F a few years ago and I acquired a stepdaughter, AB 14F, as a result. I dated Judd when AB was 8, met her when she was 9, and married Judd when she was 10. I'd say our relationship is oak. She doesn't act bratty towards me and respects me enough as her mom's husband. However, there is one glaring issue about her, and that is her pranking nature. Abby loves to pull pranks. Some examples are her hiding my car keys with what look like 100 dubs in a box. I found them quickly because she failed to notice my keys have duct tape on them. Another one is when she hid in the fridge, something I still find very weird, to scare the first person who opened it. Well, last Wednesday I arrived home and it seemed that I was the one there. Only my shoes were at the doorstep, and I even called out Judd's and Abby's names with no answer. This is somewhat normal as Judd sometimes works late, Abby stays at school for extracurriculars. So I screwed around with my dog, a German Shepherd and Husky mix for anyone that will ask, for a bit, and then I decided to relive myself. When I got to the bathroom, I noticed that the window cabinet was open. I thought nothing of it at first and unzipped my pants, but then I saw a shadow behind the shower curtains. I thought the worst and immediately punched the figure behind the curtains. Well, as everyone may have guessed it from the title, it was Abby. She was making a prank video and I had not noticed that she propped her phone up on the bathroom cabinet with 2 cups. I'm not gonna lie, I did not hold back. I punched her as hard as I could. Her nose looked broken, and when I realized it, I flipped out and so did she. After maybe 5 minutes of freaking out, I drove her to urgent care and informed Judd of the situation. Her nose was indeed broken and would need about 6 to 12 weeks of recovery. Abby won't talk to me, and as for Judd, she thinks that my action may have been justified, but also thinks I should have approached with more caution, which she has refused to elaborate on. So am I the asshole?
Update. In-laws 60F, 79M are begging for forgiveness. Should my wife 35F and I 38M keep the door closed? First, my wife was right. The cancer story was bullshit. They were just trying to manipulate us. The same night I wrote my last post, I just let my wife know that I was here to listen if she wanted to talk about any of it, that I would always support her no matter what she decided. She thanked me and I didn't bring it up again. She had her therapy session and afterwards said she wanted to talk. She said she wanted to get more information before making any decision. She reached out to a trusted mutual connection and asked them to discreetly find out if the cancer was real. They reported back to say my FIL appeared healthy. My in-laws are apparently planning a European vacation for August, and they're telling people we are going with them. Connection was also able to confirm Mary is supposed to go on this trip along with her new boyfriend, much older rich finance guy. Shocker. And that my in-laws have not told anyone about what happened with me and Mary last year. They just told people we moved away for work. Obviously, at this point, any possibility of reconciliation was gone. I don't think I've ever seen Jenna angrier than when we found all of this out. Just the utter gall of them lying about something like terminal cancer to manipulate my wife into forgiveness. I'm still amazed they would stoop so low, but it was eye-opening to see comments on my last post talking about how common it is. They even call it Christmas cancer. Some people just have no shame. Jenna decided to write a letter this weekend explaining that she knew they were lying about everything. She told them that they and Mary are essentially already dead to her. She's processed that grief and recommends they do the same. She also said that if they try to reach out again, the next letter they receive will be from a lawyer. She told me that writing the letter was healing for her, so that's one small thing to be grateful for. We were left wondering who told them about the baby / gave them our address. I'm sure the address is not hard to find with public records, but we have been so careful about the baby. The connection we reached out to didn't even know about her until Jenna called. We / trust them, just didn't want to take any chances of it getting back. We went over for dinner at my parents' place a couple of days ago, and Jenna started telling them about what happened. Noticed my mother averting eye contact and my heart sank into my stomach. I asked her if she had been the one to contact them, and she just started bawling, saying she couldn't imagine never knowing her own grandchildren and just wanted us to heal and be a family together. My dad had no idea she had reached out and was shocked and disappointed in her as well. I went absolutely ballistic while Jenna sort of just shut down and got this blank look on her face. I can't remember half of the things I said, but I ended by saying she would now know what it's like to not have access to her granddaughter, just like my in-laws. We took the baby and left right away, ignoring calls / texts from them and eventually my siblings. So now we're both feeling betrayed and heartbroken. Never in a million years did I think my mother would violate our trust like that. We're so close. She loves Jenna and the baby so much. My family knows exactly what happened with the in-laws. She can't claim ignorance. Obviously, we're taking a lot of space from them, but funnily enough, Jenna is advocating for us to not be too hasty in cutting them off. She feels like my mom was not acting maliciously and is open to giving her a second chance, especially given she's been nothing but supportive of me / bash my wife until this. Somewhere down there I know she's right, but it's too fresh and I'm still so angry. We've asked for space from my family and they're being respectful about it. We'll take a weekend to cool down before we figure out next steps together. Thankfully, we have this cute little chubby grub in our house that giggles and makes silly sounds, so it's hard to stay super upset or in your head about anything for too long. I know it's going to be a hard road rebuilding trust with my mom, but I feel somewhat hopeful that things will be okay in the long run. Thanks again for your help. TLDR, in-laws were lying. There was no cancer. Wife told them to go to hell. My mom was the one to contact them, and we're taking space from my family before we explore repairing the relationship. Currently focusing on squishing my daughter's cheeks to feel better. We're going to be okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband that I married him to have a partner, not another burden? I, 24F, and married to my husband, 25M. We have been together 8 years, married for 1 week, just bought a house over a month ago, but have been looking for 3 years due to the economy. He has never been the most helpful with our apartment, but swore it would change. Fast forward to now, and to no surprise, he is little to no help. He does not clean up after himself with the exception of his own laundry. I expected this after watching my mother do this the entirety of her marriage. No idea why I thought mine would be any different. Regardless, this wasn't my breaking point. My breaking point is the stupid decision he made to get a breed of dog I told him he should not own. We both work. I work from home and bring most of the income. He does work hard doing HVAC. My job is the most important to be able to pay for everything we need to survive. He wanted a dog, and I did too. I picked a hound at the shelter. She is not perfect, but she's not a bad dog. He wanted his own dog. We have 2.5 acres, so sure, why not get another one so long as there are no issues with my dog. She could have a friend. I told him he should research what kind of dog would be best for him. He said he decided he wanted a husky or German shepherd. I asked if he did research. Not of course. He thinks they are cute. I explained why he should research the dog he wants and that huskies and shepherds are known for being high energy / needing lots of work and attention, which we don't have the time for. So what does he do? He goes and picks out a full Siberian husky. She is sweet and all, but does typical husky things. She is bored and tears things up, specifically MY things. She has ruined so many things of mine, costing me a lot of money, which he can't pay back because he doesn't make good financial decisions. His dog interrupts my work and makes extra work on me, cleaning up her messes. Tonight, I broke. We went out to do errands and we have to crate her due to her shredding issues. She burst through the crate and destroyed not only the trash, but a bunch of my belongings as well. She peed on the floor. I lost my shit. I called him an asshole for not caring and expecting me to be the one to train and entertain his dog. I also said he is intentionally stupid for not doing research when I told him to, and I'm tired of doing everything ALNE, and that I wanted a partner, not another responsibility. He does nothing and I can't take it anymore. I said a lot of crappy things I won't repeat, and now I am sitting in a gas station parking lot 20 miles from home because I am so defeated. I have no place to go, and I don't want to go home because I'm just overreacting like I always do, and I will eventually cool off and act normal again. Am I the asshole? TLDR, husband got a dog when I told him not to, dog destroying all of my things. I snapped.
Am I the asshole for accidentally raising my voice at my wife and throwing away her dishes and clothes because she won't wash them, just buy new ones? I, 28M, have been married to my wife at 30 for 2 years now, together for 5. We were going to start trying for a baby, but that got put on hold and might not happen anymore. My wife and I both work, and we make about the same amount and work about the same amount of hours. My wife and I originally had a chore system set up where we just rock, paper, scissor at the calendar for our days off. We got a pretty fair cut, I want to say, but she did get more dishes days. I got more, if not all, the laundry. My wife hates washing dishes. She hates it with such a passion that she sometimes just shuts down and cries when she sees them in the sink. Before, when I caught her crying, I immediately went to help her, switch chores for the day, calm her down, and then it was fine. But because I was doing this, I noticed that she was crying on purpose, so I washed the dishes. I knew she was faking it because the second I took over, her tears stopped, and she'd go do something fun that she liked without a care in a world, laughing and smiling. No wind down like before. Because of this, we changed our dishes to whoever makes the dish washes it, like children with the exception of cooking. Whoever cooks doesn't have to wash the pots and pans because they put all the work in for dinner. This was also her suggestion, which I was more than okay with. This was working out for a little while until I noticed that my wife made a lot more dishes than me and just didn't want to wash them. I asked her when she planned on washing dishes after I made dinner at her request, and she blew up on me, telling me to quite literally fuck off. I did as she said but left the dishes. The next day she asked me why the dishes weren't done, and I told her because she didn't do them. This started a fight and I washed them, but I was unhappy. I do most if not all of the laundry because she just won't anymore, and I refuse to wear dirty clothes. The only thing she has to do with the laundry is put it in the basket. That's it. We have a basket for darks, colors, and whites. She insists on her own basket for underwear and whatnot, so that's its own thing, and I hand wash it. She's been not putting her clothes in the basket. At first I picked up all of her clothes and washed them because it was no big deal, but when I watched her take her clothes off and just leave them on the floor because I always pick it up, I chose to leave her clothes there. She asked me why her clothes weren't done. I said because she didn't put them away, and she blew up on me. Same story. Recently this all came to a head with all the fighting. My wife has been getting lazier and lazier to push back because of our fights, and at first I was doing all of her chores on top of working, but I had a little moment of why am I even doing this, and just stopped. The dishes piled, her clothes were dirty, crumbs were everywhere wear on her days. On my days, everything was spick and span. She decided that she's going to just start buying more dishes and clothes to combat not doing her part. I cannot tell you how frustrated this made me. She was buying plastic spoons and forks, paper plates, Walmart t-shirts, and whatever other cheap alternative to the nice ones she has at home. I just decided to start tossing them. When she noticed that I was tossing her cheap alternatives, she blew up at me again, and for the first time since we've been together, I raised my voice. My voice is deep and I'm a big man, so this scared her, which I regretted. I immediately lowered my tone and told her that she just isn't doing her part and that she's wasting money buying useless things when all she has to do is just clean up after herself and put clothes in a basket. She cried, and despite how many times I apologized, she told me that she doesn't feel safe with me and that maybe we're better off divorcing. This shattered me. She's been cold with me, sleeping on the couch and playing domestic violence signs videos out loud. It's such a low blow. The videos usually talk about yelling, throwing away items, control, emotional abuse, and signs that they're going to get physical. I don't think I'm wrong for what I did, but this is really wearing me down, and I've been getting some texts here and there from our families calling me an asshole, an abuser for throwing away her things and yelling at her, and that she needs to divorce me. The yelling was an accident. No one has wanted to hear what fully happened, and it's making me feel alone and a bit crazy. My friends are either staying out of it or are on her side if they're women. I've been losing friends. I feel like the asshole now. Am I the asshole? All I wanted was for her to clean up after herself. I'd never hurt her, and I've never yelled at her before, which I do regret. I didn't mean to scare her. I was just beyond frustrated because this has been building for months. I get that it was probably immature to throw away the disposables and that I should have just cleaned up after her, but I was just frustrated. TLDR. Wife started buying disposable dishes and cheap Walmart clothes after she stopped doing chores and I didn't pick up after her. She found out, we fought. She's been cold and playing DV sign videos out loud. I feel like the asshole now, but a tiny part of me still feels like I'm not.